Briony here from Kit Guru, and I'm here at the Cooler Master stand at Computex 2018. Leo has already taken a look at the various cases and cooling options on offer. I've got the peripherals to look at because that's what gets me excited, and Cooler Master have got a whole load of peripherals for us to take a look at. I'm going to start off with the keyboards here. A few of these won't be available in the UK market. This one, for example, is not going to be available. There's the CK530. This one is a 10 keyless keyboard. It's a 10 keyless version of the CK550, which is up the end here. I'm just going to check the price on these because I can't remember off the top of my head what the price is going to be, but they are going to be coming this year. They're going to be in Q3 of this year, so they will be released soon. So the CK530, the 10 keyless version of the CK550 is going to be retailing, we've been told all the prices in dollars, so conversion rates, etc. might end up being £70. The body is aluminium, Cherry MX mechanical switches, as you would expect. Yeah, it looks to be a very nice keyboard. It also has the obviously RGB illumination. Like, you're not going to get a keyboard now that doesn't have RGB illumination on it. It's all customizable using the software. With the CK550, I'm not sure if it's going to be the same as the CK530. They're going to have different customization for different sellers. So this one is a black version, the CK552 of the CK5550. The black version is exclusive to a couple of sellers in the US, but maybe, hopefully, some European sellers, maybe UK sellers, they'll have their own limited edition versions. But for now, the CK550 is going to be available in this sort of like smoky gunmetal color, Cherry MX switches, mechanical switches. Yeah, very nice looking keyboard. Next up, we've got the CK line of keyboards. So these two keyboards that are top here, these ones are going to be coming this year. So I think Q4 of this year. The CK620 underneath, this one is going to be coming next year. And these are using the new Cherry MX low profile switches. So they've recently been released, I think they said in April, so for me this is my first time sort of experiencing the switches. They feel pretty good. I mean, they're sort of reminiscent of like laptop switches because of the low profile keys. So they don't feel quite the same, but they do still have the like mechanical feel. They're the red switches, so they are linear. But they, yeah, really nice looking keyboards. They once again have metal construction to the body. There's some nice RGB lighting going along and around the sides. The prices for these, I will quickly check my notes. I don't think we know the prices of these yet. But yeah, they will be coming soon to the UK. I'll try and get pricing information on some written stuff we'll put on the website. So MK730 and MK850. So these two keyboards are quite interesting. So next up, we've got the two MK keyboards here. So the MK730 is basically a 10 keyless version of the MK850, which is going to be their new flagship keyboard. So this one is not going to be cheap. We've been told 229, which is one of the most expensive keyboards I've seen to date. That is in dollars though, so maybe it'll be a bit less in the UK. The most expensive one I've seen so far, I think, is the K95 Platinum from Corsair. So this one is really up there in price, but it does actually have some technology which I'm quite excited about. So basically they're calling it the aim pad technology. And this keyboard works with Cherry MX red switches. And what they've got is that the switches themselves can actually detect how hard you are pushing down the key. So if I push gently, the key goes green, and then as you push harder, it goes yellow and then red. So if you're a gamer that plays racing games, racing games I think is the main one I can think of because most people prefer to play with a controller. If you're going to be using a keyboard, it can actually detect how hard you're pushing the key, and yeah, you basically got more control over the movement. It's not just like traditional mechanical keys, it's off and on. It doesn't detect how much pressure you're putting in, whereas with this new technology they've got working with the Cherry MX switches, you can actually see, yeah, the keyboard can basically tell your computer how hard you're pressing the key. It's obviously got this removable wrist rest, It's made of plastic, the body. This is like a faux leather fabric, which feels nice and soft, very comfortable. It's also padded. I've seen something similar on, I think it was the Razer Black Widow that I took a look at. So I am a fan of like these cushion wrist rests. And it connects on with magnets, so it's pretty straightforward. When you take it off, I think it has got RGB. Yeah, there's an RGB strip that runs along the side. So if you're not going to be using the wrist rest, you've got more RGB going on. The faceplate on this keyboard is made of metal. Like, it seems like the whole range of the Corsair keyboards is metal, which is always a bonus, especially if you're spending a lot of money. It's something you expect to see. It's got 2 control wheels, which is something I haven't seen before. Not anything too exciting though. One of them is a volume scroll wheel, and the other one is to adjust the brightness of the LEDs on the keyboard. You can see them going down and up. Media control keys. This one is only going to be available in Cherry MX switches because of the aimpad technology. It only works with the linear switches. You can't have it to work with tactile switches, but I really like red switches for gaming on anyway, so yeah, that's not a problem for me. Overall, a really nice keyboard. Hopefully I'm going to get one to review. It will be interesting to see whether it's worth the money, because it is a really expensive keyboard. But yeah, so far so good. That's been the keyboards from Cooler Master. If we take a look around the other side, so they've got even more things to show us. I'll start off with their mouse pad that they've got on offer. So it's the MP860, and it's got 2 different surfaces to switch between. So they're calling it the control surface, which is the cloth surface. And then if I take these mice off, which we'll take a look at in a second, when you flip it over, it's got a plastic hard surface. So they're calling that the speed surface. So I think like at the moment, there's the mouse mount that comes from Corsair. They do 2 different versions, whereas Cooler Master are doing the 2 surfaces in one mouse mat. So if you think that's something that you might use, maybe you're not sure which surface is right for you, that's quite a good option. I also like they haven't got a chunky big black thing at the top, so there's nothing for your mouse cable to get caught on. This one, the price, it's quite expensive. It's going to be $89.99. For me, I think that's probably a little bit too much money, but you do get the 2 surfaces. The RGB lighting's nice. You've got the Cooler Master badge. Yeah, it's a mouse mat basically. So next, move on, they've got 3 new mice that they're bringing out. So the entry-level model is the CM310, and that one's going to be $29.99. They basically, the DPI setting is up to 10,000 DPI. As far as I know, there isn't any information at the moment as to what sensor and things it's using, but hopefully we'll find that out as more info is released. But it's going to be coming this month actually, so yeah, keep an eye out for that one. That's going to be available this month. Another one that's going to be available this month is the MM531. So this is sort of the mid-range mouse that they've got. The sensor is going to be going up to 12,000 DPI. DPI I don't think really matters that much, because who the hell uses it that high anyway. Yeah, RGB illumination. On the sides, rubber. I think all of them have got rubber actually, which is a nice little feature. Slightly different design, the Cooler Master logo and things. Perfect for palm grips. And rugged. They're quite sturdy feeling mice. They don't feel cheap. The flagship model that they've got here is going to be releasing in Q3, so it's not coming this month like the other 2. And this one's going to be sort of, they told me $70 to $80. So once again, whether that converts to £70, not sure. This one, for some reason, 24,000 DPI. To me, completely and absolutely pointless, because who the hell uses the mouse on 24,000 DPI? But it's one of the features they've got on there. Don't know what sensor it's got at the moment, but yeah, we'll have to see what the more detailed specifications come out. But the mouse body itself feels really nice. On the side of the mouse, if we go back to the one that's on the mouse mat here, it's got this little LED screen. So you can basically see, it works with games, so you can see how many kills you've got, and you can also like put your own little logo on there. It'll also work to show you like what's happening with like the temperatures in your PC and the load in your PC. I think it's just a little extra feature. I can't imagine when I'm gaming I'd be looking at it that often, but it's a cool little feature they've got on there. I think we've seen it on SteelSeries has done something like it before. The side of the mouse, it's obviously got a thumb rest, and then the buttons on the side are a little bit different. So they're sort of rubberized, and they don't feel like buttons at first, but it's got 4 different buttons: front, up, down, and back. And at first I was like, maybe they're quite easy to accidentally press, but it actually feels pretty good. It'll be interesting to see if I can review this mouse and get more time with it basically, but at the moment it looks pretty good. Obviously a really high-end mouse, but yeah, nice to see Cooler bringing out a whole range of mice, and some of them coming very soon as well. So next up, they are bringing out a headphone stand. So Corsair has currently already got one similar. I think Razer's got one similar as well. This one isn't coming until next year, so this is an early sample. Don't know the price, don't know the exact release date yet, but what's really interesting and something I really noticed that everyone was asking for when they saw the Corsair one was, it should have wireless charging for your phone. This one does. So I tested it earlier. If you take a phone off, put it on there, it will wirelessly charge your phone, which I think is quite a cool feature and makes it more than just a headset stand. Obviously it's got RGB lighting. It hasn't got the inbuilt sound card that the Corsair headphone stand has, but it does have a 3.5mm jack. It has got 2 USBs on there, but yeah, there's no extra sound card and things, but you do get the wireless charging, which I think is a really neat feature. So next we'll move on to their 2 headsets. So the MH752 and the MH751, basically pretty much exactly the same body. These are really, really lightweight. They're under 300 grams, so that should make them a really comfortable headset. The microphone is removable, so if you want to use it with your phone and just use it for listening to music, that's pretty cool. Oh God, I've taken it out. There we go. They've obviously got a nice braided cable. The MH751 works with a 3.5mm jack. And the MH752 basically has a 7.1 sound card, so you can get 7.1 virtual surround sound. It's got this like little volume controller and things on there as well. Yeah, so the price difference, I'll just quickly look at my notes again. So the MH752 is going to be $99.99. And this one's going to be $79.99. So you are paying a bit extra to get the virtual 7.1 surround sound. And I'm also told that this will work with consoles. So it has got the USB connector, but it's also going to work with consoles. The final product is the MH710 headphones. So they've designed them not to be just gaming headphones or just be for listening to music, but they've got a feature where they can do both. So I'm not sure if I saw someone take this out earlier. Right, okay. So on the headphones, they've got this little button on the back, and when you push it, it basically changes the like the air that's in the headphone. I don't know how to describe it, like the pressure or whatever. And what that does is it's supposed to change the way you hear. So when you press the button, you'll get a better experience for music. So you get clearer midtones, and then you can press the button and you'll get more bass, which is going to be better for gaming with. So they're not specifically a gaming headphone. They've also got noise cancelling as well. I am a fan of having like a full headset, but if you're someone that wants something a little more discreet, something maybe you don't like having a headset over your head, maybe feel a bit hot and sweaty, I think it's quite nice to have the option of earbuds. Okay, so that was all the peripherals here at the Cooler stand. There is a lot to take in. A lot of it's coming quite soon as well, so you're looking at Q3, Q4 for most of these. Some of it is coming next year, but yeah, it's quite exciting to see. There's lots to take in. Hopefully I can get a closer look at a lot of these, because there's quite a few I would like to try out in more detail. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from Kitgear, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and there's also a bell icon on there as well, so you can get an update every time a video goes live.